Mike Chacho, King God, what it is.
I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Time for us to crank up, time to tune in. It's Mike Chacho.
Yo, what's good? Where you tuning into the I Don't Even Know, Bro podcast with your host, King God, and the host, Mike Chacho. What up, Mike Chacho?
What's good, bro? How you doing today?
Always blessed, man. What you know, bro?
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know.
I don't even know either, man. I don't even know, bro. But I do know, man, we had a blast. Man, we just came back from Panama, going to see our family. As you can see, if y'all follow our page on Instagram, man, we knocked out a Panama vlog, man. You see us out there wilding out, just having a great time and just loving on our family and our family loving us, man. So it was definitely a different experience, man. I ain't been there in years. Mike, you ain't been there in years, man, but you've been there before I've been there, So how long you been there? Like what's been like 12 years?
12 years, right before I got married and started having kids.
All right, yeah, man. So you're a while, man. So I ain't been like almost 25, 30 years, man. So it was a blessing to see my grandma. It was her 80th birthday party celebration we did, man. So that was beautiful, man. So shout out to all our family in Panama. I love y'all, man. And they are biggest fans too, man, over there, man. They love us over there, man. Like we definitely superstars in Panama. And it was let's talk about that, man. Our experience over there, man. We did a lot of things. We toured Panama with our parents and our siblings and our better halves also, man. So it was a great experience. I felt a lot of love there, and me and you was talking about it earlier as far as like what is it? What's different from being in America and just being born in America, just being raised in America, even though you was born in Panama, but just being raised in America and living in America in the American way, so much different from when we was in Panama. Even though there's a lot of Americanized stuff in Panama also, but just a different culture and just a different feeling, different energy it was over there too, man. It just felt like it was just a lot of love, man. And even when we got back over here, it was like, damn, the energies kind of shift over just super quick, man. But what you think about that, bro? Like, what was your experience and how you felt about Panama and our trip?
I mean, it was straight love, man, and putting it in perspective. Like I didn't want to come back. If my kids went over here, I won't come back, man. To be honest, man. Me and my wife was talking about it, like, we can come over here, but the thing about it is, man, when you see people with a little bit of nothing and be just so happy and just try to help one another, do the best they can, and then you come to, what I call Spoilville, USA, where everybody, for the most part, I ain't gonna say everybody, because there's a lot of people struggling too, but it's like, it's a high tense area, man. As soon as I got off the plane, I'm looking around and like I'm tense, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be a lot of racist stuff or a lot of like, people just don't like each other. It just, you can feel the tension. But when I was over there, it was love for the most part. I haven't been in 12 years, but it was just like being home again. You know what I'm saying? Our mom is Panamanian, our dad is American, original American, which I always call a black man, from Georgia. But at the same time, growing, just seeing that love and seeing that passion, and they really support over there. Like, over here we don't support each other that much, man. You got to give somebody something to in order for them to support you. Over there, they was just like, and it was just so dope, man. I love them. I appreciate them. We will be back, and we're gonna be bigger. So we can put people on. And that's our whole goal. But coming back to this place, man, you can feel the stress coming over your body. Not just because we just coming off vacation or nothing like that, but it's just what's going on in this country. I don't ever think a black man is ever relaxed 100% in this country unless he's in his household. And sometimes they ain't relaxing their own household. So
Definitely.
it's something that came over me, and I'm like, man, I gotta hit a lick because I gotta go back. And they have their issues too, but more of their issues are economic issues, is the have and have nots, not so much, the racist tones like we have up here in America. But for the most part, it was a beautiful experience to experience that again and experience it with you, because you haven't been there like since you was a baby almost. And sis, baby girl, sis, and our spouses, you know what I'm saying? It was dope, and I can't wait to have our kids go and experience that other half of their life, because we are Panamanian and we are original Americans, which I call Black Americans, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And if you know anything about the 12 tribes, I'm gonna shoot something to you. Hebrew, real Hebrew. If you know anything about the 12 tribes, one of the tribes went to Central America, Guatemala, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, Brazil, all that there. So the Americas are connected with the so-called indigenous people. It ain't indigenous people, it's people that was here from the get-go, but they ain't gonna teach you none of that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn for yourself.
And just saying that they're not gonna teach us. They're not gonna teach us that. Is that that's just going back to. Oh yeah, shout out to Panama. Shout out to our family out there too, man. Like I said, we superstars out there. I'm telling you, the love that we received out there was amazing, and we're gonna keep it kicking, man. But going back to what you just said, as far as like they ain't gonna teach us that. They ain't gonna teach us who we really are. The black culture, the real pioneers of this world, even from the beginning. And you saying that, man, I want to talk about the governor in your state, which is Florida. You know, and and everything they got going on over there. As far as I was kind of reading up, I don't know too much about the what they trying to do as far as like locking the books up, the education, as far as what they're doing over there, man. Can you kind of explain a little bit of what's going on in your state of Florida? And I know it's gonna trickle to up to Georgia, where we at.
I mean, basically, they trying to lock everything down that ain't within the norm of white supremacy. Um, and it ain't a white black thing. It's a supremacy. It's a systematic structure that was already put in place a long time ago to have us think that the history that they teach us in school is the actual history that happened, which is very false. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about the Revolutionary War without talking about the slaves that took a part of the Revolutionary War. You can't talk about Jim Crow. You can't talk about the Civil War without talking about African Americans being a part of the Civil War and helping to win the Civil War for the North. You can't talk
It was a
about
big part of that, bro. It was a huge part
you.
of that.
Hey, listen, you can't talk about America without talking about us. You know what I'm saying? The originals. Whether you want to call them Native Americans or Africans or whatever the case may be, you can't talk about it. And the thing about the guy that is running this interference, he wants us to continue to live in this lie, right? I don't know if he think it's building a strong American or what, but we're living in the false times. We always been living in the false times, because growing up in the South, I didn't know nothing other than Martin Luther King and George Washington Carver and Fergus Douglass, all passive type of men. But you never hear about the Nat Turners and and you know
Marcus Garvey's and
the Marcus
yeah.
Garvey. You never hear about the guys that fought back. And it's a reason why. Because if you know yourself and you know where you come from, they can't do they. It's a threat. You know what I'm saying? And even if we're not threatening with these, this right here is the most powerful thing in the world, man. Once you know how to unlock it. So with that being said, the books, I looked at some of the curriculum, right? And some of it, which he is speaking about, that ain't to code with the educational system. He said, well, within the African American system, they was talking about like queer theories, and it got a lot of homosexual stuff within that. And then it also teaches. He says it also teaches how to fight against the system, how to fight against your fellow American, which in all actuality it ain't. It's questioning, is this right or this wrong? I don't have nothing against homosexuals, but I'd rather teach my kids that than I let the school teach them that. So I do agree with them on some things. I ain't gonna lie about that, but for the majority of it, I don't. I don't think a man, especially a white man, Chinese man, or whoever that never took African American studies or never even tried to speak the truth about our history or American history should be telling us what to teach our kids. Period. I think that's a real communist way of thinking. I think it's real a dictatorish for him to do it like that. And I would like to have an open conversation with him. Period. I don't think I don't know him, but from what I see of him, he's the type of guy that don't want to bend. He kind of see it his way, and that's it. And that ain't how the world work, and that ain't how America's supposed to work.
But what I get from that is it more like they don't want African American studies as far as like they don't want us to know about it, or is it more like they're trying to hide their bad doings from so many years? Like they don't want their kids and grandkids to be like, okay, yeah, we was rough. We did put them in slavery. We did do this. We did do that. We did hang them and had picnics, pick a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking they trying to hide more of their bad doings versus us just learning who we are. Because first of all, bro, ain't no white person on this earth can tell me who I am, bro. Because they don't live that life. They're not in us. You know what I'm saying? We can only teach us. Like I teach my kids about our history, about our beginning, and just let them know like we are the ones, we are the creators of a lot of things, man. Like, man, we created so much things, so many things that even you can't even crunch that in 1 month. Like the Black History Month. That's why I don't like celebrate just a Black History Month. That don't even make any sense to me, first of all. And second of all, it's like we did so much and we do so much. So what he doing is I think it's more like just trying to erase the real history of what they did to our people. You know what I'm saying? Because I hear a lot of this like, oh man, that was back in the days, or it's 2023 now. Like, why we still talking about racism, or why we doing this and why we doing that? Get over it, get over it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of get over shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that. And I'm thinking that's like really a big part of what he's trying to do, and his team's trying to do. To be honest with you, and Florida is Florida. Sometimes it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I just think I think that's more. I think that's more of the issue versus just even what you said talking about the homosexuals and this and that, man. But let's be real, we know where homosexuals come from too. But I don't have nothing against none of that. None of that. It's just like, you be who you are, you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's on you behind closed doors or whatever. But I just think it's more like trying to erase how bad they treated us versus us trying to learn who we really are.
I mean, to go back to what one thing you saying that we can only teach ourselves, I kind of disagree on that, because you do have what I call allies that keep it 100 and tell the history, the real history, also on all fronts. You know what I'm saying? Whether they white, Asian, or whatever. We just don't see it because they get shunned from their neighborhoods or their community, and on our side we kind of like, what you know? But even though they sticking up for us, you know what I'm saying? So a scholar is a scholar. It depends on whether you're telling the truth or not. But when it comes down to Buddy, I think it's a lot of fear in it. It is a lot of fear. I'm not gonna tell my kid they're the bad guys, and then they're gonna grow up thinking, hey, everything I do is bad, but in all actuality, if you speak the truth and you can learn from it, you understand what I mean? And he's not giving the opportunity to his kids and the kids that look like his kids to learn the truth. You know what I'm saying? You can't sweep it under the rug. The internet is here now. I don't care how much you want to police the books and everything else. You can't police the internet when they get out of school. It's all on their phones and everything else. You know, it ain't a lie. They have killed, they have robbed, they have raped, you know, they have pillaged, they have they did everything up under the moon, and you can't hide it. You can deter it, you can make people look the other way for so long, but at the end of the day, you can't hide that stuff, man. And it ain't no book, it ain't no course, it ain't nothing that they can do that's gonna hide it. But it ultimately is up to our community and at home to teach this to our own, and not, not depend on the system. The system is made for people that's gonna live within the system. People like us, we don't want to live within the system because we know the system is jacked up. So we have to speak to our own and tell our own, like, look, it's two educations. It's their education, it's our education. Period. You understand what I mean? And it ain't a white or black thing. It's a system. So if you look at it, you need to learn their system. We need to learn their system. Period. Because the only way you can beat your op is to know their moves. You understand what I mean? But you got to know yourself too. And if you know yourself, you know how good you can move. It's like boxing. If you know that you can defend good, boom, he can't beat you. But if you can't defend good, but all you can do is throw punches, sooner or later you're gonna get tired and you don't know yourself. So, I use that analogy loosely, but at the end of the day, we have to come together as a culture, get with some of these young folks and speak to them, and it start from the time they come out the womb to the time they die. We got to talk to these elders. We have to know who we are. Now, we don't have to follow the same footsteps everybody else do. We ain't got to be marching, or we ain't got to go tell nobody stuff, but we got to have a self-awareness. We got to know who we are, and we got to stand in that. And we can't expect for no governor, no president, nobody, whether he white, black, or whoever, because you know what I'm saying, I felt like Barack could have did more for the black man too, but he didn't. And I know his hands probably was tied, so I can't critique him all the way about it. But at the end of the day, it's a system. When you're a politician, you're working for the people that voted for you. You ain't working for everybody. You're working for the people that voted for you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what it is. But as far as education go in Florida, they jacked up anyways, man.
Yeah,
they care more about guns than books.
Right. they won't block guns, but they'll block books. Man, it sound like Hitler to me. But because it's pretty much how they did it, man. Start burning them books and everything, man. But even then, man, they don't even tell the truth about their history. Like the Christopher Columbus and the presidents and all that genocide and raping and murder and all that stuff that went through with that. But they celebrate it. We have to celebrate it in these public schools anyways, man. So I don't know if it's better to just go to homeschool and you just teach your own people and or go that route, or like you said, man, we got to learn their system also and see so you can maneuver that route too, man. But it's all the system, man. It's all created for the oppressor anyways to keep people down. But hey, learn as much as you can learn, man. But like you said, it's 2023 now, man. It's a new generation, man. We got all the technology, man. You can really research right now, man. It's hard to fucking hide stuff now. It's hard to hide stuff now. Because you can easily, it's on your phone. It's on the internet. Like you can really research and go find your own things now.
And just like I tell my kids, and I had told your son, my nephew, it's nothing wrong with having two education. It's their education, it's our education.
Right.
It make you 2 times stronger, 2 times smarter, 2 times faster, because they ain't gonna know how to take you, whether it be the government, whether it be white folks, whether it be other black folks, whether it be whoever it might be, you 2 times smarter. So when you say, well, pull them out of a system that, and just teach them what our stuff is, I think that's a disadvantage also. You know what I'm saying? Because you still got to live in a world with different people, period. So you need to know a little bit of this and a little bit of that, in order to be awesome at everything. You know what I'm saying? You just can't go out there and just shoot the ball all the time. You got to play a little defense. You got to, and that's just what it is. So as far as that go, I don't disagree with nothing you really said, but we have to be better at teaching our own kids in our community, whether it's a kid walking down the street with his pants down and a hoodie on. Hey man, I know we don't want to talk to these folks kids all the time because they disrespectful, but sometimes you got to try. You know what I'm saying? Now they get offhand and everything else, you can't save everybody, but a lot of that is on us also. I can't always just point the finger at the white man out this and that, because it ain't up to them to teach our kids. You know what I'm saying? It's up. All they want is a vote from us. That's all they want. That's how they keep their job. That's how they get these funds. That's all they want is a vote. But when it comes to education, when it comes to programs and stuff like that, that ultimately comes from us. We just got to be disciplined enough to put it in place so we can flourish in that. And we look like we have been doing it here and there, but we just got to be better, and we got to look. We just got to be accountable for our own.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. I mean, and I totally agree everything you said, man. But yeah, man, we just got to do better on our end, also, man. Just kind of uplift our kids and just teach them as much as possible, man. Because again, man, we only know so much. Everybody just knows so much. Nobody don't know everything. So, and that's just going back to the system, man. Let's kind of switch it up and talk about what happened in Memphis with the officers and the young brother that died, Tyre Nichols, and the black officers that got arrested. And now that I learned that it was another officer, also a white officer, that was involved too. And it just kind of like it's a sad case because yeah, we always marching on a white policeman killing a black man. But to be honest with you, I haven't seen too much like uproar or just like riots or anything when these black police is killed this black man. But I don't know. I haven't been watching news as much as lately when it came to that, man. But it's just it's a sad case, man, because we do it to ourselves. And I talked about this when it happened too, man. It's like it's a self-hate, but at the same time, it's still a system. I don't care if you black or white, Chinese or whatever. Police is police, bro. It's slave patrol. It started as go get the slaves. So nothing has changed from that. Period. I don't care what nobody says. That's just the system. That's part of it. Just go grab the slaves, bro. Let's put them in slavery. Period. But if you did wrong, you do wrong. I mean, yeah, you need to be locked up if you do wrong, man. But in that case, man, it's so much going on in that case, man, because it's like I heard all kind of stuff going on, man. But for them to beat that man like that and beat him to death is insane, bro. You talking about like real black brothers, like really like, but it happens so often too, bro. It's just not caught on tape.
Educated brothers too at that. A lot of them with cute dogs and all that other stuff.
That's another subject. But yeah, because they do a lot of that hazing and all that stuff. So it's just a lot of just I don't know what's going on with that, man. But in that case, man, it's a sad case, bro, because it's like even if you get stopped, and because I do this sometimes, man. Even when I get stopped and pulled over or whatever, and I see a black officer, I'll be like, okay, this might be all right. You know what I'm saying? It might be cool. It might, you know what I'm saying? I might, it kind of relate a little bit, man. But in the back of my mind, I already know the system is the system. You're police, or whatever. But I just hate that, that we don't look out for each other. And even if because I know you were saying something about the white officer, like was the first one to tase him.
That's what I heard.
But
That's
yeah,
what I heard.
and then like the black guys like kind of halt them down, like some pit bulls, and start beating on them or whatever. And it's a sad case, bro, because even it only could have took one guy, and one of them officers be like, "Hey man, let's just chill out a little bit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, we got him a little bit. You know, we cuffed him up just a little bit, and now let's just chill out, man. But for them to go on and just beat the hell out of him, man, that's ridiculous, man. And I hope them guys get everything that they deserve, man. But they really gonna make an example out of them guys too because they black. That's for
Exactly.
sure. And that's another thing. All y'all black officers thinking that y'all part of that system. No, bro. At the end of the day, you still black. Like you still black, bro. Y'all better go listen to Trick Daddy old album. He tell y'all what it is, bro. Cause hey, you still a nigga at the end of the day, bro. No matter what, man.
America.
Exactly. But listen to it, bro. That's a real song, man. But in that case, bro, it's a sad case that we first of all, black on black crime is I can't even stand that saying black on black crime. That's not even a thing, man. It's just crime, period. But it's sad because you're thinking that somebody that looked like you will protect you also in a situation like that, man. But I know you was in a system, the prison system, and you used to tell me shit about like how we be damn near worse than the goddamn other people. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's that's true.
Against
Very
each
true.
other, man. So I don't know, man. What you think is what you think is the problem with that, or is it anything can ever be fixed? Because again, it is a system, the slave patrols and the system that we're living in.
Uh, it's so many different avenues to that, bro. One is don't put me in a position as an officer or as a person that is supposed to serve and protect. Don't put me in a position to choose you over my job. So a lot of us got to understand that just because he looked like you, we the same color, we from the same neighborhood. I got a job to do. I got to feed my family and stuff.
Well, hold on. You saying that don't like the victim don't put you in a position?
The person that I ain't gonna say the victim, the person that the police stopped all the time. I'm not speaking about this particular subject with Mr. Nichols. I'm speaking
So
in general because
you in the point of view of an officer.
right, because you just said it like I
Yeah,
looked in the rearview mirror, I seen a brother, I said, okay, but you got to understand he got a job to do. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And if
right.
he get in trouble for helping you out, now he done lost his job. He can't get another job unless it's pushing carts or something. And then you still riding around cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being dishonorably be discharged. It's the same kind of mindset. So don't put him in a position, but at the same time, as a person that been in law enforcement, you got to understand when to stop. You got to understand, you got to use your common sense. Like, jumping on this guy ain't right. That's against the law. If you know the law, it's against the law. But for those guys to do what they did, it wasn't the first time they did it because they were too comfortable. You understand what I mean? And a lot of them special units and stuff they got, them special units are made to put fear in the community. You know what I'm saying? Hey, them scorpions gonna come, man. You better watch out. But at the same time, we also need, I ain't gonna say we need it, we also ask for our community to be safe. So it's a catch-22. Like, I don't want people selling dope in my community. I don't want these young boys and people just go to shooting and raping girls and just molesting kids. We don't want that, right? So it's a necessary means to have law enforcement. It is. You know what I'm saying? Because if we went out there and did it, we ain't gonna do it faithfully because we gonna take care of our own house. You know what I'm saying? So it's a necessary means, but at the same time, just because we look alike don't mean we from the same tribe. A
Right.
lot of these brothers probably got picked on in school. One of the brothers said he was working with the brother and he was knocking his old lady off or whatever. And he sent
I heard
I
that,
mean,
bro.
if that's true, then he the biggest sucker in the world. And his homeboy suckers too if they knew about it and they fell for the okie doke. So
Damn.
and I'm gonna tell you something. I've been in a position in my life where I have seen us go harder than people that don't look like us on us.
Oh,
You
big
know what
time.
I'm saying? For a little bit of nothing. But at the same time now, on the other hand, I done seen, I done been called lame nigga, pussy nigga, fuck nigga, dumb nigga, lame nigga, police and everything just because I got a job and I had a job to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing a count sheet, or I tell you I can't get with you right now, or I'm doing my job. I'm verbally giving you instruction to go that way or that. Oh, yo, lame. So how am I supposed to think as a man that come to work every day that's just trying to feed himself and his family, have a future, and not end up in the same predicament this person in? How am I supposed to think? Sooner or later, I'm gonna get bitter too. You understand? You getting pissed thrown at you, you getting shit thrown at you, you getting in fights, you getting stabbed at. All this happened too to officers that just want to go home every day. The same people that look like you. You understand what I mean? Do that to you. So it's a bad situation all the way around the board. And I don't think it's a real fix for it. The fix is that the department has to hold officers accountable more than every quarter. They need to, if you're gonna be a police, pay them police is good. But if you're gonna pay somebody good, you make sure you micromanage everything they do. That's what you're gonna have to do. If that's the kind of job you want, micromanage them. Every day I need to look at these videos. You need to have your sergeant, your lieutenant looking at videos, the body cam. You need to have every interaction with everybody. You need to be at least 2 to 3 officers, at least one supervisor need to be there. It just have to happen like that. You got to micromanage the situation. Now, as far as a civilian go, which I am, I always tell people you gotta make it back home. Don't be sitting here fussing, fighting, cussing, trying to recite the law to one of these guys that just stop you on the side of the road, because they're not the judge. But they could be the judge and jury if you take it to that level right then and there. And then you don't have no fight. Because it don't matter how many people march, it don't matter how much your mama cried, you dead. So your ultimate goal is to go home. You understand what I mean? These folks got a job to do, just like the people at Walmart, just like the people at the airport. Everybody got a job to do. You got to respect other people's job. Now, if they being disrespectful or they being real threatful towards you, you got to do what you got to do. But every situation ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think every police wake up in the morning and say, I'm finna go kill a brother. You know what I'm saying? I know for sure that don't happen. But that's in a lot of people's heads because of the situation. It can't be like that. Because if that's the case, we'll be really extinct. You understand what I mean? But you have to respect the law, and you got to respect people's jobs, but you also got to respect the people that you are paid to serve and protect. And if the first thing you do is pull out your gun every time somebody get upset, or don't go with what you say, then you don't need that job. You a criminal yourself. You need help. And with law enforcement, they don't get the mental health training and the mental health resources that a lot of these officers do need. A lot of them got problems. You don't never know what nobody waking up on their heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's going both sides of the fence, whether you a felon or you a police. You don't never know what nobody going through. So and they need to check it from an administrative standpoint and check these guys and make sure they having the proper mental health evaluations, the proper training, and people that's gonna not be their homeboys and gonna hold them accountable every time they do something wrong. That's how you fix this problem. You don't fix it by giving the police more money or giving the community more police. You fix it by micromanaging everybody that you issue a weapon out to. That's how you fix it. And if he don't want to do the job the right way, then he don't need the job. Period. And that's just what it is. But as a society, it's either you're a good guy or you're a bad guy. No, sometimes some days you're gonna be a bad guy when you're a good guy, and sometimes you're gonna be a good guy when you're a bad guy. That's just what it is. Nobody's perfect. But we in this system, man. This system is this slave patrol system that look at everybody that ain't with a uniform as a subject, and anybody with a uniform as the law. They're not the law. They just enforce the law. The law is already written. You know what I'm saying? But we done gave them too much power, and they need to be scaled back. And if ain't nobody ready to ride on that, then we ain't never gonna be changed. And that's just what it is.
Yeah, ain't gonna never be changed, man. And I think them brothers realize that it ain't all good either.
What Jay-Z say? You still a nigga.
You still a nigga, man. Cause think about it. As soon as that happened, all of them was fired. Nah, they ain't get like suspended with pay like they counterpartners. You know what I'm saying? So they really realized real quick that this thing can switch up real quick. And if that's true about the guy, Tyre Nichols, sleeping with one of the guy's wife or girlfriend, son, that is super lame, bro. That is super. He should, man. They should charge. They should, all of them should get life, period, bro, or something like a heavy sentence, bro, because that's ridiculous. And it's weird that the white officer got arrested after them. Like, no, I don't know what was the case about it. I don't know if he wasn't in the video or what happened and how they dropped the ball on that end, man. But that's a overall is a bad case, bro. It's a bad.
I know what I can assume what happened. What happened is that even if he had something to do with it, he ain't take it as far as them brothers did.
And I'm about to say, and that's exactly what I'm about to say, bro. Because we know, just like you said, bro, we do each other worse than they do us at times. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's an energy thing, or it's just a product of environment type deal. Because you know how we clash as black people, period, or black men, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, oh, we the big dog. I'm the big dog. I'm gonna teach you a lesson type. You know, so that's exactly what I'm about to say. They probably just took it overboard, man. And then again, old buddy that you said about the girlfriend, whatever. I know he probably just went super ham. But because we do that to each other, bro. I mean, not only just being a police versus civilian, bro. It just black on black, period. Just man on man. You know what I'm saying?
Say one
just
thing
black on
too.
black, it's just man on man. It's just we just savages out here against each other, bro. And I think it's just the alpha male in everybody. And it's a sad case, bro. It's hard to even watch that video. It's hard to even talk about it because it happened more often than anything. I mean, yeah, this got caught on TV. I mean, caught on camera and everything, but I don't know, bro.
Let me tell you something. Let me hip you to this profession as law enforcement too. When they say law enforcement is the biggest gang, they ain't lying. It's like you either with them or you against them. Mm-hmm. You either gonna get your hands dirty. I mean, it's the same rules that apply to being in a gang. The only thing about it is you're legal. Because you had that man, because they teach you, I ain't gonna say they teach you, but you'll learn that it's us against them. Now, when you sit there and you watch somebody that you go to work with every day, you get off work with, and you drink beer with, and you know, y'all got family relationships and stuff, and you see him one day, you go to work and he getting stabbed up, your first mind is, we got to go get that guy that's stabbing my brother up, whether he white, black, or whatever. He got the same uniform on because he going through the same stuff I'm going through. Vice versa. It's the same way in the game. See, it's a game mentality. It's a tribal mentality in everything you do. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be basketball players against the front office, you know, we're not playing until this right. Or, you know, any job. It's just like that. And it's especially like that in law enforcement because they do deal with a lot of crap that they don't never show on TV, that they never talk about because it's just not in the media. But as soon as not a bad guy, but as soon as a civilian get hurt or go overboard, then the media jumps on that, which rightfully so, they should. But they should show all of it. They should show the officer that get stabbed or get shit thrown on them, or the ones that die and can't go home, or the ones that it's a lot of dudes in the prison right now. Go look at your mama because your mama worked there. And they'll walk up to your mama, pull that thing out, and go to playing with themselves. Now, what kind of junk is that? What kind of junk is that? You feel me? And then we supposed to accept that? No, that ain't humanly possible unless you have people micromanaging you. And you got, and I'm talking about, it got to be people that is showing up some real snitches that just love their paycheck, and they gonna make sure that they gonna hold you accountable. And that's the only way law enforcement will work. You gotta hold them accountable. You gotta have people from the outside steady doing audits, steady doing this, steady doing that. And they do for you know, they do that, but not to the extent that I'm talking. And it go both ways. So I'm not a fan of the aggressiveness of law enforcement, but I understand the job because I understand everybody don't sell dope. Every brother don't sell dope. Every brother don't rob. Every brother don't do what they say we do. A lot of us have jobs. A lot of us are law enforcement. A lot of us ex-military. A lot of us are law-abiding citizens. But they never show that part. They never show the daddy in the household. They always show the daddy being locked up in prison and getting out and trying to come back and be a father or going in. You know what I'm saying? They never show that. And a lot of that is media. And they hype that stuff up. What happened to that young brother should have never happened. Mm-hmm. It should never happen, whether you're an educated man or not. None of that should have happened to a white, black, or whoever it is. Those guys need to be held accountable because they knew better. Mm-hmm. Not because they black, not because they polices, because they knew better. Because y'all beat a human being to death. And that should be the focus. Not because they polices, because people get beat to death all the time, whether you're in a gang or not. You know what I'm saying? So let's not make it that. What we have to focus on is these people are getting paid by us to take care of us, and they're abusing us. That should be the highlight of it. And that's what we need to focus on. Like, how can we make that better? You know what I'm saying? And I don't think the government gonna make it better. I think what it is gonna be some real pushback from people that stay in the same community as them officers. Because guess what? You ain't an officer all day. You got to get off work. You got to go to Walmart. I got to see you with your family. And that's the thought I always had in my head is like, damn, when I get off work, I might, and I bumped into plenty of people I don't work around. You understand what I mean? But the first thing they'd be like, hey man, oh bro, you cool. You know, you went on that bull. Exactly. You know why? Because I got a whole life to live and a whole family to take care of. But it's some people that they be on that bullshit 24/7, and then when they get off the clock, you know, they think everything good until they see, you know, people got families out there. People that's locked up got families out there. Mm-hmm. If somebody hurt my brother, best believe, God is my witness, I'm going to go try to find them folks. And that's what it is, whether it be an officer, whether it be a civilian, whether it be the Pope. I don't give a damn. And that's just what it is. And we got to get that mindset like, hey, look, it's so much into that, bro. I can get into that, man, but it's
real world, man. Yeah, it's real deep. It's a slippery slope conversation too, man, because it's like we can march about it, we can speak about it, we can talk about it, fuss about it, but it's still a system, and it's not even like we can't rely on a government body to even protect us or even change that, because they got a system in place that they got in place that this is what we need, and this is how we're gonna do it. Yeah, we might get caught on camera, this and that, but it's not gonna change. At the end of the day, it's not gonna change, bro. But at the end of the day, like you always say, bro, the ultimate goal is to get home. Try to do your best, be quiet, go step by step with them, try to get home, man. And that's the goal, man. And it's just a sad case, bro. And it happens all the time. It happens all the time.
It don't make you weak, man, because you don't talk, you know, because you ain't talking shit back to the police. It make you smart. You know what I'm saying? Because most of them cats, they a lot of them just be itching for something to happen. Because that's what happened at the end of the day when you come back to the department and you write your reports and you talking to your guy, yeah, man, I slammed this back out. It's a lot of that going on. So they be ready for some stuff. but you gotta outsmart them and they go back to the education. You gotta have several educations. You gotta understand how to move around a world full of snakes. That's just what it is. We all got our own square. Don't get tricked off of it. Period. And if you one of them guys that like to get tricked off and for the world to see or whatever, then by all means be a crash dummy. But not me. I ain't with it.
I ain't with it either, bro. But yeah, man, that was a great conversation, man. I'm glad we covered that also. And people, man, y'all gotta stop, y'all gotta stop playing out here, bro, because there's a lot going on, man. Not even just in America, man, just all over the world. I could just see a lot of this going on, and we just gotta wake up, man. Just love each other, man, and like you said, the ultimate goal is just get home and do your best from there, bro. But yeah,
but
man.
let me say one thing, bro. Let me
Right.
say one thing. My bad, that was Lynette. The same energy we have for the officers, we need to have for the little thugs and stuff that's killing each other, that killing they brothers and their homeboys, and the old folks can't walk across the street, and my kids can't walk to school, cause we gotta have the same energy. I don't care what nobody say, yeah, because they police. Look, if you hurting somebody if you hurting anybody, first of all, you wrong. But especially if you hurting somebody that look like you in your community, when I can't walk 2 blocks to the store without having a gun, then that's what we have to fix. That's why they can beat us and do whatever they want to us, because they know we ain't gonna fix our own. So they can do whatever they want to do. They know we gonna march and tear up our own stores and everything else. We need to stop the bull, bruh. And that's it. Until we stop the bull, we can't say nothing to these folks, man. They gonna steady lock up everybody, and the police still gonna them police is gonna be made example of 9 times 10 because they black. Not because they killed that man, because they black. That's the example. And if people don't understand that, then they slow as hell. So what we need to do as a culture, black, brown, whatever the color may be, if you're in this community, then we got to understand that the real cancer is brothers killing brothers, sisters killing sisters, and that's the real cancer until we find a solution for the other shit. We got to kill that cancer first, and that's what it is. And if y'all disagree, hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up, join the show, real talk, man. But I thought that was a good conversation, man, because there's a lot of that going on, man, in our community, bro. It's just we're just killing each other like it's nothing, like it's no tomorrow, man. But hey, once again, man, hey, thank y'all for tuning in to the I Don't Even Know Bro podcast with your host King Guy and your host Mike Chacho. What up, Mike Chacho?
Love, baby, love,
man. Peace, man. Till next time. One.
Mike Chacho, King God, what it is.
I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh. This I don't even know, bruh.
I don't even know, bruh. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Time for us to crank up, time to tune in. It's Mike Chacho with King God, bitch.